Hi, I'm Crystal Dawn, and this is the Transparent Communications of Unoya. This was an email that was sent to the government of Mexico, March 5th, 2025. Proposal, the Steward of the Land Program, Mexico. Introduction. Mexico faces pressing challenges in housing, environmental degradation, food security, and the integration of migrants into sustainable communities. The Steward of the Land program offers a tailored solution that aligns with Mexico's national priorities, creating affordable housing, restoring ecosystems, fostering economic independence, and ensuring long-term resource sustainability. This proposal supports Mexico's existing policies, such as the National Housing Program, Sembrando Vida, and environmental restoration efforts, while promoting social stability and national self-sufficiency. Program overview. The Steward of the Land program is designed to establish sustainable rural communities across Mexico, utilizing eco-friendly construction methods and regenerative environmental practices. It provides individuals and communities with the knowledge and resources needed to build self-sufficient homesteads while contributing to national restoration efforts. Key components. Sustainable housing and homesteads. Participants receive long-term land use rights, ejidos or designated rural areas, and must build an eco-friendly self-sufficient home within 3 years. Environmental restoration. Participants engage in reforestation, soil regeneration, water conservation, and permaculture farming to combat deforestation and land degradation. Education certification. A structured training program ensures participants gain essential skills in sustainable construction, food security, and land management. This aligns with Mexico's push for rural economic development and social inclusion. Community and national collaboration. This program fosters partnerships between the Mexican government, local municipalities, scientific institutions, and rural communities to guide responsible land use. Customizable implementation. While the core framework remains universal, the program can be adapted for Mexico's distinct economic, environmental, and demographic needs, especially addressing the demand for housing due to mass migration. 2. Educational component. A key pillar of the program is knowledge sharing, supporting Mexico's vision of a self-reliant rural population. A nationally accessible education platform will provide free training covering first aid and outdoor safety, basic and sustainable construction using adobe, bamboo, and other natural local materials, traditional and indigenous agricultural practices, milpa, agroforestry, and water-efficient farming, food gathering, preservation, and permaculture farming, ecosystem and wildlife stewardship, land restoration techniques to combat soil erosion and desertification, community governance and conflict resolution, integration of migrants and rural populations. The education component plays a crucial role in integrating migrants and rural populations into sustainable communities. By learning about local ecosystems, self-sufficiency, and cooperative governance, participants gain practical skills that reduce dependency on urban centers and provide a path toward economic stability. Eco-villages as rural development centers. Sustainable communities within the Steward of the Land program offer a long-term solution to Mexico's housing and migration challenges. By settling in eco-villages, migrants and displaced populations can engage in agriculture, conservation, and small-scale industries, fostering a self-sufficient rural economy. Land requirement and governmental collaboration. For the Steward of the Land program to succeed, the Mexican government must allocate land and create supportive policies. Proposed policies. Designate underutilized or degraded land for eco-village restoration, focusing on regions affected by deforestation, soil erosion, and urban overcrowding. Provide long-term land use rights, ejidos or government-issued homestead leases, rather than full ownership, maintaining national sovereignty over land resources. Support infrastructure development, including roads, renewable energy, and digital access in new sustainable communities. Offer financial incentives and subsidies to encourage participation, particularly for migrant families and vulnerable populations. Adapt land policies to align with Mexico's economic and demographic priorities, ensuring food security, regional stability, and sustainable development. Long-term benefits, environmental impact. Large-scale reforestation and soil restoration contribute to carbon sequestration and combat desertification, particularly in Chihuahua, Oaxaca, and Chiapas. Fun words. Water conservation practices support sustainability in drought-prone regions. Localized food production enhances Mexico's food security and reduces reliance on imports. Economic and social benefits. Creation of self-sustaining rural communities supports housing needs and reduces pressure on urban slums. New employment opportunities in agriculture, ecological restoration, and rural industries provide economic alternatives to migration. Integration of migrants into productive rural settlements eases social tensions and promotes stability. Strengthened social bonds through cooperative living and shared responsibilities reinforce community resilience. Mexico as a regional leader positions Mexico as a global model for sustainable rural housing solutions in response to migration and climate change. Enhances international cooperation on climate resilience, food security, and land restoration strategies. Provides a scalable model for integrating displaced populations and managing internal migration. Strengthens national security by ensuring stable rural populations and reducing environmental vulnerabilities. Implementation and call to action. The Mexican government, state authorities, and strategic partners must collaborate to establish legislative and structural support for the Steward of the Land program. This initiative is not just a housing solution. It is a national strategy for sustainable development, migration management, and ecological restoration. Customizing for Mexico's priorities. For economic planners, focus on rural revitalization, agricultural modernization, and job creation in rural areas. For environmental policymakers, emphasize forest restoration, soil regeneration, and water conservation. For social policymakers, highlight sustainable housing solution for migrants and low-income populations. We urge Mexican leadership to commit to making land available for sustainable development and long-term settlement initiatives. Invest in education and infrastructure to support eco-village creation and rural economic growth. Recognize Steward of the Land as a key strategy for economic resilience, environmental restoration, and housing security. Customize implementation to align with Mexico's national objectives, ensuring success and long-term sustainability. By adopting this model, Mexico can secure a prosperous future where every citizen, regardless of background, has access to land, education, and a meaningful way to contribute to national growth and environmental stewardship. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Crystal Dawn, Sustainable Living. And we sent along the global policy proposal. So, really hope all the nations are going to be coming together soon for this one awesome collaboration. Thank you.